Hello, how y'all doing? Welcome back with another edition of another episode, man. You know what? I just did the video. The first, this will be the second part of the video because it only gives me 15 minutes to upload, and so I'm going to go ahead and continue with this video. It is a part two, and the video I'm dealing with is the topic the title is called the Fourth Commandment. Remember the Sabbath. So, and that is really the name of this channel, and that's the reason why I named it this way. I mean, it interests me, and it had been on my spirit is to upload it and put it up on here. But before I go off into anything, I want to say that I'm all about love and stuff like that. I love the African American people, and I uplift the African Americans. I'm not saying that I don't, I'm not spreading hate or nothing or anything like that, but I am, you know what I'm saying, and I will explain probably in another video the reason why I feel strongly the way I do. So I don't want nobody to take this offensive, because I really, you know what I mean, because of the things that we have been through. And here's the reason why I say it. I'm just going to go ahead and say a piece. There's a scripture in the Bible. It says you are worse than an infidel to provide against your own home. If you got some of your family members that are in need and you neglect their needs and go and look and run and take care of somebody else's need, and you have a need that you have to fulfill at home or whatever, and yours is neglected, then that's wrong. And I believe, because what I'm saying is, I think we as an African American, we have been through so much. Especially, it goes way back to our roots. You know what I mean? The stuff that we have been encountered with. A lot of different things that our black women and black men had to go through. You know what I mean? And this is part of our history. And I think this is one reason why we are as strong as we are. So, with that being said, I'm not going to get into a whole lot of that right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead on and I'm going to read and upload this here. But that's part of the reason why I value us and I have a lot of respect for the fathers. I really do. I have a lot of respect for the fathers. I have a brother. So a lot of times I'm just going to throw this in. It's a lot of things that I do. He tells me the truth about things. And I really thank him. And he's a father, and I respect him as a father. I really do. When he was telling me certain things, it reminded me of the father that I didn't have in my life. That's what it reminded. It took me back to, and it reminded me of the father that I didn't have in my life. And I greatly appreciate that. I really do. Because it made me feel good on the inside. I have a lot of respect for fathers. And I have a lot of respect for him as a father, my brother as a father, because he's at the end of the day, even though we brothers and everything, but at the end of the day, he has a child, and at the end of the day, that is somebody's father, whether you're not that person's father or whatever, whether you equal to that person or not. At the end of the day, that's still somebody's father, So that's just how I am, and I respect him for that. For the things that he tells me, even though sometimes I get you get in that mold, because a lot of times the truth ain't gonna always be a comfortable experience. Let's just call it for what it is. It's not. But at the end of the day, it saves us from destruction. A lot of time it does, and a lot of time we may not appreciate it right then and there. But at the end of the day, it saves us. We may be hurt because we hear something right of the truth, but at the same time, it helps us in the long run. All right. Anyway, we're talking about the Sabbath and how people justify their beliefs over this. And this commandment has been overlooked for centuries. Ever since the fall of man, people have been saying it doesn't matter which day the Sabbath day is, as long as you keep a day holy. Okay, if that was so, why would Jesus say 6 days you labor and do all your work, but the 7th day you rest? Notice he didn't say, and even with that being said, the Bible said that the Sabbath was instituted and created before there was a Moses. If you look right there in Genesis, right before Moses, the Bible said that the Sabbath, excuse me, the Sabbath was not part of the Mosaic law. The Sabbath law is part of the Ten Commandments, God's law. But the only difference was God's law was only written in stone after the sin of man. But in the Garden of Eden, before Adam and Eve sinned, the Bible said that the law of God was written in Adam and Eve's heart. The law of God was still in existence. Let me give you another example. If you read the Bible from Genesis, because Genesis has 50 chapters, you read each one of the chapters in Genesis, you're going to see each one of the commandments in there if you read it carefully. Yes, you will. You'll see a resemble of all of the commandments. And I'm going to do my best and try to get off into it. But I'm going to go ahead on and read because it looks like my family is pulling up outside. It says, why no one should have missed or misunderstood the weight of these passages. Almost everyone has, and rather than examine it, and the many others on the subject of most merely swelling popular thinking without resistance, because it is easy. Okay, look like I might have to. I heard a horn blow and I don't want it to interfere. My brother, he's gone outside. So look like I'm gonna have to go ahead and I'm gonna have to stop this. The first words in this commandment in Exodus, remember, shows Israel had previously known about the Sabbath. The Ten Commandments existed, were enforced before Moses, as explained in chapter 1. Now I just said that. The first words in the commandment in Exodus, remember, shows Israel had previously known about the Sabbath. The Ten Commandments existed and were enforced before Moses, as explained in chapter 1. Alright, excuse me a second.